So instead of going through every single lucid dreaming technique, I decided to do something a little fun and do a tier list. And so I found this tier list online. It's got like a lot of different ones that I think covers basically all of them. And this is like a just like a random tier list I found online. I didn't make it. I'm not taking credit for it, but I did make this, and this is basically going to go through every single lucid dreaming technique and basically like a brief explanation of them all. And so, without further ado, let's get back into the tier list. So, basically, wake back to bed. Wake back to bed. I'm not like ranking it right now. I'm just putting it there for now before I explain it. So, wake back to bed method is basically it's not like a method that you usually just use by itself. It's actually something that you always like perform with basically any single other lucid dreaming technique. So this kind of like a mini little thing that you have to do to just increase the odds of getting your lucid dream technique, and it's basically you always like whenever you sleep at night for like let's say like 8 or 9 hours, right? You're always going to be deep sleeping at the beginning of the night, and that can range between all these hours. Um, but basically, when you're deep sleeping, you can't lucid dream, so you want to like yeah, wake up after you've done all the deep sleeping, and then when you're doing the REM sleep cycles, that's when it's like a better idea to like then do a lucid dreaming technique, go back to bed. When you're REM sleeping, you have a higher chance of actually dreaming about something, and so basically, this is what that is. And so basically, wake back to bed. I mean, it's not like S tier because like it's not like you can't just do it by itself, but it definitely is like an A tier because of like no matter what technique you're doing, you have to do it. Just to like increase the odds. I don't think it doesn't increase the odds for anything. Some people don't really like doing it because like it like ruins their sleeping or something like that. But I've never had a problem with that. I have like a way back to bed video if you want to watch that, so you can like better understand this. But it is pretty simple. It really is. If you don't want to think, literally just set an alarm or intention to wake up after you're done like a couple of hours of sleeping. You can usually tell when you're done deep sleeping because like you'll be dreaming, and if you're aware enough to remember that you've dreamed before you woken up in the middle of the night, you kind of like should shift that. Like you should make the alarm earlier because like you don't want to um you want to save all your lucid dreaming like you want to sleep, you want to put all your REM sleep time all together basically, so you can have like the most amount of time to dream and all that. But anyway, I'm getting it. Oh yeah, I'm yapping. GRC, I had no idea. Like, I was like, looking, I was like, what the fuck is GRC? And then I remember it is the worst thing ever. It is gravity reality check, and gravity reality check is literally a reality check method. So it's not technically like its own thing. It's like a form of reality checking, but it's basically checking your gravity like in you, like your body weight and all that. So like examples here. And oh yeah, and also for throughout the video, I'll have like what explaining here, or the name explanation, and how to actually do it. And so basically, paying attention to your hands, like the gravity of your hands, like the pressure of your feet when you walk, and then your own body when like you're sitting and laying down. Like I'm sitting on this chair right now, I can like feel like the gravity and like in me. And personally, I do not do this. I don't think I've ever like actually like seen a person do like whoever lucid dreams. And by the way, lucid dreaming is so niche. It's even rarer to find someone who actually gravity checks as like their method. I've made like a video talking about how like I do like my own reality check, which is basically like a manual breathing and manual blinking method, and I find this would be like way better because like it basically forces you to reality check throughout the day, because basically it's kind of like the game when like when you think about the game you fail the game. That's kind of like what it is, like my method anyway. But gravity reality check, I'm gonna rank that like I mean, in if it worked, it'd be like, I mean, it probably does work, but at the same time, no one does it because it's so hard to remember to do. The reality check that I made is way easier to remember, so I'm probably gonna rank this like D. It's not like trash or anything. I'm sure someone actually. Look, I'm sure it's like a C. I'll be generous. So yeah, that's that. Supplements is a controversial one. I didn't need to write much. You basically go already tell what this is about. Supplements, it's like taking drugs, like whether like it's natural or not. Most of the times when they're talking about drugs, I mean supplements are talking about like non-natural drugs that you add to yourself, yeah, to increase your lucid dreaming chances. Galantamine, I'm pretty sure that's like an Alzheimer's medication, so there's no way we're doing this. We're not doing that, bro. Your mom will be very upset if you start buying drugs just to get lucid dreaming higher chances. Uh, Donepezil, I don't even remember what that drug is. I'm pretty sure it might be on the same boat, but like less effective than galantamine. I think that galantamine's basically like a given that it will affect your dreams because it's Alzheimer's medications. It's a very um like high tier drug, and you can't. It's like prescription only. You can't get this by just by buying it. Melatonin. I mean, I'm in Australia, so I can't buy melatonin like over the counter. You have to like get a prescription for this as well. However, melatonin is a drug that your body naturally produces, and so um and it naturally produces when like you're about to go to sleep because of like when there's no light in your eyes or something like that, and like other factors, they it increases melatonin, and the more melatonin you have in your body, the more like you are just to fall asleep. However, uh, this is what I don't like about supplements is that the whole idea what the fuck are these ads? Ignore the ads at the bottom of the screen. The whole idea of lucid dreaming to me is that it's this disciplined activity that involves the brain and the mind. And if you're just gonna like cheat it through, which let's say these drugs actually did work 100% of the time, even if they did, it's like why do you want to rely on drugs when you can use your mind and always get the lucid, like it is harder to get a lucid dream like just by using the power of the mind. However, it's like taking like steroids for muscle growth, you know what I mean? It's like it's not even worth it at the end of the day. And not to mention these drugs will have side effects, negative side effects definitely. And so supplements is got to be F tier. um so next one is intention. Did I write anything about intention? I did. Okay. Intention is it's literally just setting an intention before you go to sleep. It's like the most basic thing. I think like other lucid dreaming techniques like utilize intention, but yeah, it basically is you choose a cue, you visualize yourself dreaming, imagine noticing. So you imagine like you imagine noticing yourself in the dream. You feel the realization. So hopefully you actually do that. Like remember to do that, and then you repeat your intention, and hopefully it actually works. I've never, I mean, I guess like everyone technically does this. If you're lucid dreaming, you are setting an intention before going to bed. Setting an intention before going to bed, so it's sort of like instead of just going to bed and sleeping, you're literally in your mind. This is like something like different, but like in your mind, you're basically saying to yourself, "I am going to lucid dream tonight," and this is pretty good. It's like it's not like something you can use on its own, obviously, and it's not like a really high tier like thinger like lucid dreaming technique. So it kind of like it doesn't stand on its own, and also it's like everyone basically uses it though. It's like intention by itself doesn't really work that well. So I'll probably have to rank that like I don't know, probably like intent. Yeah, probably like a C tier as well. All right, mild. Everyone knows mild. Mnemonic induction of lucid dreams. So prospective memory is basically um, when you have to like recall something from a, um, a mental intention to remember something. And so basically, whenever you're sleeping, it's kind of like way hard to like remember things. And the whole point of lucid dreaming is so that you can be self-aware when you're sleeping. And so, yeah, it's utilizing prospective memory. You can like research that up if you want to, but basically, if you don't care about that, you dream recall. So like you make sure that you're like you lucid dream journaling. You are making sure that you are a person that can remember like normal dreams anyway. Identify a dream sign. That could be anything that is like personalized to yourself. Replay the dream. So like if you're dreaming, obviously replay like the memories in your head. Notice the dream sign, and then realize I'm dreaming. Visualize the becoming lucid. So I don't fucking know how you do that personally. Repeat the intention, and then fall asleep. It sounds easier um, than it actually is. I don't think I've ever done I mean, technically, you do it. Uh, yeah, technically, everyone does this to an extent, but it's not like if you're only doing mnemonic. I don't think that a lot of people just get lucid dreams using mnemonic. So I'll probably just rank that like as a B tier. Not horrible. Some people do it. Uh, Now this one, I'm gonna get some hateful. Wild. It's awake initiated lucid dreaming. So while it's interesting, I've never gotten a wake initiated lucid dream. I'm always better at like intention mnemonics, like something like that. But basically, it's the attempt to maintain awareness uh, while your body falls asleep and your mind transitions directly into a dream. Um, and so yeah, the steps here: you remain aware, you fall asleep, your body falls asleep, your dream forms around your awareness. So people have like described this as basically falling back into your head, and then like just falling into your dream. And personally, I've never done this. And I think this might be like the hardest thing because personally, I'm so. I mean, I sound like I'm boasting, but I'm so self-aware that like if I'm paying attention too much about my own consciousness while sleeping, I'll just stay up. So personally, not for me, but I have heard some people use it. So I'll probably just rank this B as well. Just because like I want to be generous. I don't want to be like, oh, my technique's the best technique, even though it is. But anyway, let's go to dialed. Dream exit. Induce lucid dream. I've never explained this in a video before. Um, I actually have explained some of these in the videos before, so if you want to like look at these videos, you can. But anyway, this is when you wake up from a dream, and you immediately return back to the dream while maintaining awareness. It's kind of similar to another one, but it's basically like I don't think I've ever done this before because whenever I try to, if I wake up from a dream and successfully do that, I'll basically forget to not move and just remain calm and shit like that. Like I get so hyped up in my brain if I'm doing that that I literally can't do it. But it's basically you wake up from a non-lucid dream, it's like a regular dream. You wake up probably like around the same time you do awake back to bed. You maintain awareness, and then you fall back into the dream, and hopefully you become lucid because you're self-aware going back into the dream. Um, because sometimes, like I've done this before, you can kind of wake up but go back into your same dream because it's like there's not much friction there. You're basically already tethered to the dream world. You're like already like sort of in REM sleep, and you're very like relaxed in your own mind. Um, but yeah, again, I don't really use this method. I find it really again, like all these methods are like they're pretty simple like, explanation wise, but it's always like a feeling, and I've never felt this feeling, so it's like I'm not gonna say that it's a good method. I heard some people say that like yeah, they do this method a lot. Um and so like it is pretty simple in practice. So I will also rank that like a probably like an A. Again, I don't use it with it, but I just want to be generous for like all the people that I'm sure that like use it. Anyway, dream initiated lucid dream. It sounds similar, but it's a bit different, obviously. It's when you're already dreaming, and then something in that dream makes you become lucid. And so basically, you have a normal dream, and obviously, instead of waking up, you're in the dream. You notice something like in that sign of a trigger. You like, oh yeah, like wait, I'm dreaming, and you lose dream. So basically, this all happens in your dream. And I've done this before. I think it's like a pretty good method. Because like this pairs well with your reality checks. Usually, you like reality checks. Like this couple of times, I've like checked my hands in my dreams, and then it'll force me to be loose, like it'll force me to be lucid in my dream just automatically without any effort. And so yeah, this is a pretty good method. I recommend this to beginners. I like it's pretty good. Like it kind of like automatically happens. So yeah, I'm gonna rank this S tier. It's just uh there's nothing bad about it, to be honest. It doesn't take too much effort, and so you can really you can really just go at it, and hopefully it works. Um, some people don't like these methods because they are kind of like up to chance on whether or not you do it, and they like diet or something like that because they have the ability to always do it. However, it's so much harder to train a skill rather than just like a changing your mindset. Anyway, uh, okay, yeah, SSILD, SSILD. It senses initiated lucid dream. It's pretty simple. When you're using the method, usually after like a wake back to bed, you get a wake up. You shift your attention between visual, auditory, tactile senses while falling back asleep. So basically, you're in bed and you've woken up, like you don't even wake back to bed, right? And you're basically, it's kind of like a meditation practice. You basically just lay there, and you're like, okay, yeah, the visual, like what can I visually see in my dream? What can I hear right now? All my senses, your fucking the space in between your fingers and toes. You know what I mean? Like just a crazy shit like that. And then hopefully this is like a lower level effort of like forcing you to become like, and then you fall into like, it's kind of like a wake induced lucid dreaming technique. And so you already, if you can't guess, I don't really like this one. I've tried it before a couple of times, and I've never. It usually like will be where I don't really. It's not like a wake induced one. I usually, if I do it, it usually is because like I've noticed something in my dream anyway. So whether or not this actually works because of like how it's intended to, but it's always like this one's definitely worth a try. I recommend like people try this a couple of times at least just to see like real or not, because it's just so simple to do. And like I'm like a type of person who really likes to just do the action step to actually get the result. And so if you're that type of person, um SSR is pretty good. um filed filed is I think I've only gone like a couple of lucid dreams from this method. If you're a bodied orientated type of individual, like you're very like physical skills oriented, this might be useful. But it is literally a technique where when you've woken up and you're awake back to bed, you basically move your fingers like you're playing piano or something. Your whole body is still, only your fingers move, and when you fall back to bed, um, hopefully it increases your chances of becoming loose in that dream because you're like, oh yeah, remember the hands, right? And so like people shit on this a lot. I don't find it too bad. It's just not consistent for me. And also sometimes you'll just fall like when you're so tired, you'll just fall asleep and forget to move your hands after a while anyway, and then nothing will really happen. So I'm gonna rank this one pretty low, probably like I don't know if it's worse than intention. I mean, it might be a bit worse than intention. I'll rank it D. Viled, VILD, is visually induced lucid dreaming. And so yeah, there's like another like wake type of lucid dreaming technique. I've tried it before. It's I'm pretty bad at visualizing. Like okay, actually, hold on, that's wrong. I'm good at visualizing, but only at some points throughout the day. I'll be like very visual. Like I'll close my eyes, like I can see very vividly. And at some points, I just can't visualize anything. Like right now, I'm really struggling to visualize shit. But if I wait on like throughout the day, I'll probably get like these random bursts of like very visual imaging in my head. Um, and so that's why I don't really use it, because it's basically up to like chance of whether or not my brain is going to be more visually active or not. And so basically, yeah, it literally is you visualize a dream scene. So you wake up. I probably should have put waking up there. You wake up, you visualize the dream, or like a liminal space. That's like really good as well. You rehearse recognizing that you're gonna be lucid in that dream, and then you fall asleep if you can, because sometimes I just can't sleep when I'm visualizing too hard. And then you enter the dream, hopefully become lucid. It's pretty straightforward. Some people really like this. Again, when it comes to wake type of inducing lucid dreams, I don't really find it that great. However, yeah, it's pretty simple. I'll rank it like B, not bad. Um, ADA, all day awareness. Um, that's the last one I've actually written on here. So all day awareness. All day awareness is basically what it sounds like. You're basically trying to be awake all day, or not awake, aware all day. And it's gotten some criticism because, like, how the fuck are you gonna be aware all day? That's not even monks can do. That's what they're training to be. They're training to be so self aware. Um, and so when I thought about this, it's like it's kind of like bad. But when you look back on it, it's you're aiming to be aware all day. You're not trying, like, you're not forcing yourself to be aware all day. However, for some people, this is really mentally draining. And my all day awareness technique, which is what I've humorously called the soft core version of all day awareness, which is basically you draw something on yourself that um, reminds you to manually breathe and blink, and then basically um like it's way easier to do that because when you're manually breathing and blinking, it's kind of like the game where it's hard to forget about it when you've already remembered it. And so yeah, if you pair all day awareness with an actual action, it can be really good. But when it comes to like pairing all day awareness with like a reality check, like looking at your fingers, that's something active. While my reality checking method's sort of like passive, right? And so basically, when you can't just like constantly be checking your fingers basically every 2 seconds, right? And so this is why I don't think all day awareness is a great thing. However, you can always aim for it, and that could be pretty cool. It is kind of like the gravity reality check, so I'll probably put it there. Um, Dream journaling. I've previously shown dream journaling because it basically for me doesn't actually it basically increases my chances of remembering a normal dream. However, a lucid dream is always going to be a dream that is consciously aware, which means why would I have to remind myself to remember a conscious moment? You know what I mean? However, it is fun if you want to remember normal dreams. Normal dreams are slept on, bro. Like sometimes you can be the craziest shit in like your normal dreams and have like the craziest stories, and I think they are worth remembering. So obviously, um, like it's not like something you can just do on its own to get lucid. You do need like do a method with this, but if you want to increase your chances, this might help as well. Personally, for me, I don't really think it increases my chances, but it does increase your chances of remembering when you wake up. Like you have like a couple of dreams, like six or something, like amount of dreams per night. And so if you want to remember all those dreams, dream journaling is great. However, it's not a lucid dreaming technique personally, so or I could be meditation. Meditation is barely even um, like a lucid dreaming technique because it's just something you should be doing every single day. I've already made a video talking about how everyone needs to be meditating every single day, whether you're mentally healthy, you're not, you're rich, you're poor, you're white, you're black. No matter who you are, man, woman, mentally sane, mentally not. Meditation, you just need to do. Like meditation, there's no point to not doing it because even the best people ever, like I'm sure there's like millionaires and billionaires who still spend time, maybe not meditating, but at least spending time for mindfulness, which is basically a soft form of meditation anyway. So everyone needs meditation in their life, and but for in terms of the lucid dreaming space, meditation can help because there's a lot of times where I've meditated before going to sleep, and that just increases my vividness or my chances of getting a lucid dream. Um, and basically, the idea is that if you grind out meditation so much, you become so self aware that you're always self aware no matter what your body's doing. So, like, you can basically become self aware going to sleep, getting drunk, being on drugs. You know what I mean? Like, you're always going to be in your mind and in control of all your actions. And so meditation's like it's kind of busted, but maybe not for um like lucid dreaming in itself. So like if this wasn't about lucid dreaming techniques, I'd rank it S. Um, but it's more like a something that everyone should just be doing anyway, and it's basically like a lucid dreaming maxing tool. You should just do it. So I'll put that in like next to like wake back to bed sort of thing. You should just be doing that. Anyway, reality checking. Reality checking, I've shit on before because like I cannot for the life of me consistently remember to reality check, even if it's like once every 2 hours. Even like I'll forget to check my hands and shit like that. I have previously done it, so I do have the discipline to do it. However, even if I'm reality checking, dream journaling, and doing all this crazy nonsense, right? I still won't even increase my odds of getting it that much. And so reality checking has to be like I reckon that's like a C, yeah. And I fuck that know what this is. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Like the video if you liked the video. Leave a comment. I'm always happy to come back to my channel and see a comment. And yeah, um, subscribe if you want to, and see you.